Literal men, all right. Well, we're definitely standing up. We do have to get past the lights in the street before we can get over there.
All right. All right. I think.
Nice. 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 But they shouldn't feel afraid.
No one should feel afraid.
No one should feel afraid.
So we're supporting them.
So we're supporting them.
Supporting each other.
Supporting each other.
Supporting everyone.
Supporting everyone.
Who wants to do what's right.
Who wants to do what's right.
Keep our hearts open.
And keep our hearts open.
Keep our communities open.
Keep our communities open.
Keep our boundaries open.
Keep our boundaries open.
Break down walls.
Break down walls
That
divide us.
Stay united.
To stay united.
Ithaca is beautiful.
Ithaca is beautiful.
And Ithaca is diverse.
Ithaca is diverse.
And that makes this place amazing.
That makes this place amazing.
And we keep trying to be better.
And we keep trying to be better.
To welcome more people in.
To keep more people in.
Not to shut them out.
Not to shut them out.
Have you got a song sheet?
I do have one.
Have you got a song sheet? Let's sing If I Had a Hammer.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't got one, I've got one. Kirianne.
Hi, Kirianne.
Hi, Kirianne. Hi, Kirianne.
I'm the pastor of the Presbyterian church.
You're pastor of Presbyterian Church.
But I'm just here as a person.
Just a person.
Like you are.
Like you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had a hammer.
I got one.
Had a hammer, I hammer in the morning, I hammer in the evening, all over this land. I hammer out danger, I hammer out warning, I hammer out love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. I bring it in the morning, I bring it in the evening, all over this land. I bring out danger, I bring out warning, I bring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. I got a hammer, and I got a bell, and I got a song to sing all over this land. And the hammer of justice. There's rhythm signs.
If you have a sign,
If you have signs,
read it out.
read it out.
Mine says,
says,
you and the foreigner,
you and the foreigners
among you,
among you
shall have one ordinance, and one law. You shall love them as yourselves. Leviticus 19.
Leviticus 19.
Read your signs. Read your signs.
Abolish ICE.
No, it's probably more than that. It's probably
Seeking asylum is not a crime.
Seeking asylum is not a crime.
Your boss is the criminal.
Your boss is a criminal.
No human being is illegal.
No human being is illegal.
We are watching.
You're watching.
Neighbors.
What happened to liberty and justice for all?
What happened to liberty and justice for all?
Do it again.
We are watching.
We are watching. This is fascism.
Our democracy is in danger.
Stand firm against ICE intimidation.
Sanctuary stand firm against ICE intimidation.
Lady Liberty will stand for this.
No KKK.
I like my country like I like my whiskey.
I like my country like I like my whiskey. No ice. Here's a great one.
They will not make us great.
Immigrants, make America great.
Immigrants make America great.
For our neighbors being targeted because of right to remain silent.
Our neighbors being targeted who have the right to remain silent. Save Jesus. Due process of law. Save Jesus from ICE in Sanctuary City. Save Jesus from ICE in Sanctuary City.
Ithaca is resisting fascist raids.
Ithaca is resisting fascist raids.
Statue of Liberty says, don't let billionaires make me lower my land.
Don't let billionaires make me lower my land.
No human is illegal on stolen land. No human is illegal on stolen land.
Built by stolen people.
You by stolen people.
If you dehumanize one of us, you dehumanize all of us.
If you dehumanize one of us, you dehumanize all of us.
Keep Ithaca welcoming. No ICE here.
No human is illegal. When justice becomes law, resistance becomes duty.
No rapist should be president.
No rapist should be president.
Seeking asylum is not a crime.
It's not a crime.
I was a stranger and you welcomed me.
I was a stranger
And you
and
welcome me, Jesus.
Migrants and refugees are welcome here.
migrants and refugees are welcomed here.
1933 call, they want their camps back.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Every white person here comes from immigrants.
Every white person here comes from immigrants.
No to Guantanamo!
No to Guantanamo. Safety for all.
Safety for all.
I have a bell and I've got to use it.
I got a bell and I got to use it.
I have a song and I've got to use it.
I have a song and I'm going to use it.
I have a hammer and I'll be very careful with it.
Remember that I'll be very careful with it.
Yeah.
Don't bite.
The people united will never be defeated.
Oh yeah.
The people united will never be defeated.
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 El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Hermanos unidos jamás serán vencidos.
English has many accents.
English has many accents.
And they're all beautiful.
And we're all beautiful.
Gracias.
Gracias.
You have a song on the other side of your sheet too. This land is your land.
This land is my land. From California to New York Island.
From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. As I went walking that river highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. Saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of the diamond desert. And all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, there I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. The voice was chanting as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, a voice comes chanting, and the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. America is for all of us. Resist fascism.
Who has a chat for us? No justice. No justice. No justice.
peace.
No justice.
No 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 peace.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I can clap better without.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it?
Now.
When do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Stand up, fight back! When our community's under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When our community's under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When our community's under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When our community's under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When our community's under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When our community's under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Hands off our neighbors.
Hands off our neighbors.
Stand up. No fear, no rage, no ice in our state. No fear, no rage, no ice in our state. No fear, no rage, no ice in our state. No fear, no rage, no ice in our state. No fear, no rage, no ice in our state.
Lock him up! 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 Lock him up!
I voted Danby.
This is about 1938 Germany.
What was that sign about? Give our 1933?
1933 call, they want their camps back!
1933 call, they want their camps back! I think there's some signs we never heard in the back.
Come forward! Come forward!
Let's get some good signs up here.
Let's get some good signs up here! More signs up front! Melt the ice! Melt the ice!
Melt the ice!
Melt the ice!
Melt the ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice! Fire melts ice! I like that.
Fire melts ice! 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 Fire melts
Ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice!
Fire melts ice! Yes.
Hate has no home here.
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 We won't let it in.
We won't let it in.
We won't hold on to it.
We won't hold on to it.
We'll let it go.
So let it go.
Hate has no home here.
Hate has no home here.
You got it. No, you got it.
What democracy looks like!
This is what democracy
30 seconds.
Democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
voice.
It's illegal. Human is illegal. Human is illegal. Human is illegal. No, human is illegal. Human is illegal. Human is illegal. Human is illegal. No, 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 human is illegal. Human is illegal. No, human is illegal. No, human is illegal. No, human is illegal. No. 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 Human is illegal. No. No, human is illegal. No, human is illegal. Human is illegal. No, human is illegal. Human is illegal. Human is illegal. Human is illegal. No, 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 human is illegal.
Everybody just Hate will not make us great.
Hate will not make us great. Hate will not make us great. Hate will not make us great. Include everyone. No one is illegal.
Immigrants make America great.
Immigrants make America great.
Immigrants make America great.
Immigrants make America great.
Diversity makes America great.
Diversity makes America great.
Diversity makes America great.
Diversity makes America great.
We all make each other better.
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 Let's hold our neighbors together.
Let's hold our neighbors together.
Let's hold our neighborhood together.
Let's hold our neighborhood together.
Ithaca is beautiful.
Ithaca is beautiful.
Ice go home!
Ice go home!
Ice go home!
Ice go home!
Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home!
Ice go home!
What's that? I know.
All the walls have got to go!
Palestine to Mexico!
All the walls have got to go!
Palestine to Mexico!
All the walls have got to go! Palestine to Mexico!
From
All the walls have got to go!
Palestine to Mexico.
From
All the walls have got to go!
Palestine to Mexico.
All the walls have got to go!
Palestine to Mexico.
all the walls have got to go.
What do we want? Justice. What do we want it?
Now.
We don't get
it's a cold day.
We've been here for a while.
We've been here for a while.
We read a bunch of signs.
We read a bunch of
We
signs.
said some good things.
We said some good things.
We showed our unity.
We show our unity.
We showed people we care.
We show people we care.
Let's go to the church.
Let's go to the church.
For a forum.
Our forum.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I don't know. She's gonna.
She
told me that's not.
We're gonna walk there. We'll drive there.
From
Some other people. You can talk to us about what happened, about what comes next, about what we can do.
So come join us.
Come join us. See you there. The crowd is getting bigger and bigger. I can just walk through the crowd and you can speculate how big the crowd is. And so, like, probably like now has been about 10 humanoids right now. Like 20, sorry, excuse me. 30, 40, if you multiplied it by probably, you can say that this is like hundreds, right? So here you are. So we had a rally that ran about 25 minutes. Actually, about 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Actually, it was ended about at 2:22. And then we started walking to the church to have discussions and chat. So what we did so far was we get to sing and say the things that we share in solidarity with the people, the immigrants, and about the humanity, and as well as the way the government has acted against the humanity. So at the same time, we get to say all the signs, the banners, the picket signs. Oh,
Not ready. Go to the next one.
Oh, sure. I got you there from I'm sorry. Oh, no, yeah.
Sorry.
Welcome to First Press. Oh,
Thank you.
Gee, hi.
Hi.
welcome.
Hi.
You're doing something that needs support.
Excuse me. Cindy, you need anything I can help you with?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I was all set up downstairs. Near the end of an aisle, long side.
Oh, it's no problem. Hi, how are you? think we need to turn on the light behind, or just okay?
That would be a good idea. Do you know how to do it?
I think I randomly just guess over there.
You may notice already our sanctuary has a really live acoustic, sort of like maybe a swimming pool. And so if you're in the queue, you'll be able to hear better. There are 2 back speakers that carry the sound to the queues. So you're standing and you have a chance to take a seat, you'll probably hear everybody a little better.
Yes, because I see Lorraine, she did it on Sunday.
And I don't have to be too old and it's starting to warm up again. I hope we're all really proud of yourselves and of this community for the way you
It's okay.
for this. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for spreading the word, and to all the people who shared this event and for passed on the word. And thank you so much for taking the time to show your care for our community. Somebody mentioned right outside here at the door when we were coming in something that it's harder to say when we're doing the call and response outside. You have to speak in short sentences. But what they said was that it's really important for us to remember the people that can't be here today. Because they're not feeling safe to come out to an event like this where you're putting yourself on the line. And for us to remember that, on the one hand, there's sort of like a sense of like wanting Ithaca to be strong, but the other side of it is also really caring for individuals. Raise your hand if you know somebody who's afraid right now personally. That's a lot of hands. Just keep them up for 1 second so you all have a chance to look around. I can see from here how strong that is. And I've heard the same reports. I know people also myself who are really nervous, who are afraid of who are telling me that there are kids who aren't coming into their playgroups, and there are students who aren't going to school right now because they are afraid. They're afraid that something's going to happen to them on the way. They're afraid somebody's going to be waiting outside their school. We are here, I think, in part because we're trying to dispel that fear that's been building. Right? The unity and the amazing turnout of this room is so beautiful.
How
many friends there are out there? How many people are out there able to be trusted, able to be leaned upon? And I think that our friends are going to need this because there are a lot of needs that are going to come up for them in the next years. I don't think the fear goes away right away when things stop happening. I think that there's kind of this lingering sense that a storm can be dangerous, or going to the doctor can be dangerous. And there may be a lot of people who need our help. So I hope that our presence here can maybe challenge us also to try to be there for some neighbor or with some kind of organization that is helping people, that is trying to really find those who need us on the ground. One of the things that's really important to me as a pastor is something from the sign that I read outside. So a lot of people have different opinions about I don't know, many things. Right? But something that is just really clear to me, and one of the reasons why I'm here and why I really wanted to hold this gathering today, I wanted us to be able to be together, is because in my Bible that I read as a pastor, in Leviticus and in Exodus and in Numbers and again, there's a prohibition against having 2 sets of laws among the people. You can have a law for citizens and another law for the strangers among you. This is absolutely prohibited. So Numbers 15 says, as for the assembly, there shall be for both you and the resident alien a single statute, a perpetual statute throughout your generations.
standing ordinance. And so what that means is that when something happens in somebody's life, whatever situation it is, the same thing happens to anyone, no matter who they are, no matter what their status is, or where they came from, or what language they speak, or what they appear to be. We should all be treated the same way as the law. The law should be kind, the law should be just, the law should be equal. That's one of the basics of who we are as a nation, and what we expect, or have always expected our government to be. And so when something happens to somebody and they are treated differently because of where they came from, that for me is something that I feel called as a pastor. I absolutely have to stand up for what God has commanded me to do. There's a wonderful passage that says,
Got it.
I talked about this in the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Right? You may have heard this before, because it's said like over and over again in the Bible, so if you've been trained on that kind of text, you know it. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Same exact phrasing in Psalms and in Proverbs. And I think, I've always tried to downplay the fear part. Like the fear, it's just like awe or reverence or veneration or something like that, right? Or it's our human humility, right? Like this humbleness before God. Like we fear God just showing how great God is. But the other part of it for me is that I recognize now in the circumstances that we're in. The fear of the Lord should be greater than our fear of any human power. So if we're sitting here thinking like, oh, maybe I shouldn't put this on Facebook, maybe I shouldn't write this in an email, maybe I should make sure nobody can overhear me when I'm talking about something with my neighbor. All of these little fears that come to us. What if my bank account is threatened? What if my own safety is threatened? What if I do something to put up a lightning rod that sort of suddenly gets attention paid based on me, right? But we have a lot of fears, I think, that we're sort of rolling around in our heads and not talking about out loud. And all of those are fears of human powers. When I read through biblical text, you can hear people in these stories who do the right thing because they fear the Lord. And it's not saying that they didn't have other fears, right? Because those fears are real. When somebody tries to threaten you, when somebody tries to lock their power up over you or be authoritarian over you, it makes us feel afraid. But we have to be more afraid of not doing what's right. I'm really happy everybody is here. I'm so glad that we can gather. So that's enough for me. And we have some speakers that are here today, and I know that there was some word that went out that our sheriff was going to be able to be here, and he's not as far as I know. He was invited to come and talk to us, but what I just said about the lightning rod is something that's particularly true for me right now. Sheriff Osborne and his decisions to uphold the sanctuary policy has put they put him on the front page of the New York Times homepage because he's now being considered for prosecution. They're investigating whether they can bring something against him. So he's, he may be feeling the pinch of that danger, and it makes total sense to me that he might not want to stand up and do a whole lot more public talking about all of this. That was something that was shared with me. Mayor Cantamo, unfortunately, is in Albany today at, I think it's a mayor's meeting. I probably have that wrong. Anyway, is the deputy mayor here? Yeah, thank you. Hey, welcome. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Kayla Matas and let you hear from her. Good afternoon, everyone. So, let me tell you, there's something that I feel like the only thing that I have to do is really speak from my heart. And first, I'd like to start by saying the rally that we just held was very, very touching. And I'm glad that we're able to come together as a community to protect our community members. As I said earlier, citizenship to me is arbitrary, right? What does it mean to be a citizen? Like we change it, this is stolen land. So walls, to put up barriers, to arrest, to detain, to deport, rather than fixing the system. But the workers we need, that we rely on, that our economy is going to go into a tailspin if the current administration is actually successful in what they're doing. So, they want us to get drawn in by the fact that this man, this last week that they arrested, had done something to get him in trouble with the law. Right? They want us to get drawn in by this. Well, there's a good reason. He should be helping with that. No. He should be treated under the law as anyone else, which is what happens. Right? Under New York State law, he's dealt with and he treated. That's right. I know that Ithaca, part of our diversity is we believe all sorts of things and nothing at all religiously, right?
Yep.
And that's it. But we believe in human rights.
Yeah.
We believe in value, decency, and humanity in every single human being on this earth. And so I'm proud, and I also know that be a part of you, and I also know this is not going to be easy. And as I said in my congregation this morning, as a person of faith, the challenge is how do we love the enemy and not do what they're doing, not demonize them, but resist the evil that they are doing. We cannot become like them. We have to be better. We have to still love the humans that they are, even see the way they are caught up in power and roles and people that are seeking to hurt, to be cruel, to tear down things that we love, and to hurt other human beings.
Amen.
So we must work together to be people of love and justice. We have these other things going on. We have the soul force within us to do what is right. God bless you, and let us pray and work together. Pray to remember you believe in, and work together to be people of love and justice.
It's always the right time to do this right. I want to welcome our next speaker, Phoebe Brown.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before I get started, as I always used to try to do, is join me in inviting our ancestors in this room to guide us, to help us find peace, and most importantly, help us to find love for one another. And also, one more ask is, can we take a moment of silence for Robert Brooks' family, who was murdered by 13 correction officers in Marcy Prison. I want you to know Marcy Prison is not far from us. 108 minutes, our neighbors. And I know this is a time about helping and defending and being for everyone, but we also have to be there for those less fortunate. And we have a moment of silence for this family, please. Yeah. my beauty. Well, I just wanted to be here and be in the room with others who care. Not because it's because we need them to continue to work in the farms and do all the new work that some of us are not going to do. However, that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I believe everyone deserves to be treated like a human.
Yes.
so that we don't forget that there was a before and that things felt different grow so that it starts to feel normal and you forget that there is a different way to be. So remember what that felt like, each of you, when you first heard it's happening in Ithaca. Everything that has happened in Ithaca, I think, really puts our community on the front lines, and it gives us a chance to do what we would want somebody else to do for us. When you stand up and when you try to stop something, and when we have a united, really strong, and incredible voice saying, this is not who we want to be, this is not who we are, I think that helps every other community that follows to do the same thing, to put up their own resistance, to find a way to make it harder. I read this article that Chicago is making the job of ICE much harder because everybody knows their rights. To do when the stressful situation happens, right? You can think, I know what to do. And then when you're actually confronted with this moment of crisis, when somebody with authority and with their riot gear on asks you questions, it's so easy to forget at that moment that you do not have to tell everything about yourself. And in fact, if I say, wait a second, I'm a citizen, I was born in New York State, that makes somebody else who can't say that a little bit more danger. They can't attest to the same thing. And so every one of us needs to also think about the fact that when the push comes to shove and the moment of crisis comes to us, we also need to say, I have the right to remain silent. To practice no matter how strong and threatening I look, if I come up to you and I say, who are you? Why are you here? What do you say?
I have the right to remain silent.
And if I say, where did that person go? What do you say? I
have to remain silent.
And if I say, I'm looking for this person, and you know them, where are they?
I have the right to remain silent.
Got it, that's right. Practice it with each other. You know, play it out in your mind. Imagine what that moment might be like when you're stressed and only your training is well done comes back to you. Remember your rights. Remember what you don't have to do in order to protect those who can't. I don't have anything more to say. Except for this, you all were, there's one more. I'm almost done. We did so well at getting the word out about this, right? And the time may come that we have to do this again. But the other thing that's going to happen in the meantime is people are organizing. They're organizing for they're organizing. Sorry, WSBT. They're organizing for basic needs. They're organizing for rapid response. There are other things that are being people are organizing in a lot of different ways to try to raise support, to try to spread the word, to try to find different ways to remind the entire community that people care and that people love them as neighbors and as friends and as family. And so spread that word too. That's what I wanted to get to. It's like if you spread this word about this rally, right? Like this is important. We've got to do this together. Take the same energy to the concrete work that's going to follow up on this. I know there are flyers in the back. I have no idea what they're about. They're not from me, but we're just like, put a table out, right? Put out information. Maybe there's something that you want to take. So you're welcome to go to the back of the church and pick something up.
Say something
but I don't want to forget all of those who are unjustly imprisoned in our country, who are being employed, and I put books around that, not gainfully at all. Because of my own experience in federal prison, where women were being detained for having undocumented lives here in the States, who were working here in the States, were being detained for years at times, who were working for things like the Pentagon contracts that were coming into the Denver prison, and they were getting $1.50, which was a high wage at the time. So I just want to clarify this criminalization, and somebody mentioned it as the discussion of we're rounding up people who are criminal, and of course that is the trigger word, criminal, right? And so we have to switch our brains into recognizing that it's not criminality, they're human beings, we're all human beings, and anybody behind bars doesn't necessarily belong behind bars. And that the industry, the slaves, the plantation now, is the prison system as well as we have to recognize this rounding up. It doesn't mean that people are necessarily being deported. It means that they're being put into these plantations that are going to be profiting for certain corporations. And I just want to recognize that while it's high in our focus now, but there are a lot of people flapping around, people who are in prison for many different reasons that kind of fall into that same category. And we must remember that those who are behind bars are not necessarily criminals.
And that's why I like to speak to the group here, if you don't mind. My name is Juilliard Haven. I just got back to Ithaca about 13 years ago. So I'm a proud sponsor of someone through the humanitarian parole process that the president now is revoking folks who have. We waited 3 years to get vetted to come to this country. He's now revoking that. So these are people that are here legally, that waited in line. First you tell them to come, don't come to the border, come legally. They came legally, and now we don't know what they're going to do right now, but they're like they're going to revoke. And it's mainly Venezuela, Haiti, Cuba, and Nicaragua. The other person I got in the household is an asylum person who went to the border. So I showed up today because I believe it's just not about the undocumented immigrants. It's about folks who are here legally. So I don't know, I thought maybe this take it with the workshops, but it's just not folks who are undocumented. Now we know folks who are documented, especially folks that look like me who are brown skinned. I don't see a lot of Europeans getting rounded up. I don't see a lot of other sections getting rounded up and getting harassed. So I was hoping, I would love to see some workshops how, like, I know people are saying, like, if they come to you and say, what's your name, just don't say nothing, but that's a little risky sometimes if you have brown skin. You have the pleasure to be white skin and really talk back to these authority figures the way you want to, but we really can't. So sometimes these directives are not necessarily for everybody in the room.
Use your privilege.
Well, I don't have white privilege, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm just really scared mainly because we really worked hard for this. We sat patiently and waited for this humanitarian parole process. And we got clear, we got the authorization, and just, I guess, Friday, Saturday, headlines came out that he's revoking all of Biden's humanitarian parole process, specifically the countries I just mentioned, Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Haiti. It's just really terrible. I'm glad that Ithaca is the community that I grew up in. There's always been this wonderful community where people come together. We are neighbors no matter what. We have different ideologies, we have different opinions, but we are neighbors. We like to look out for each other. So if you ever see me on the street trying to, his name is Alejandro and Adrian, if you please stop when you see us just be there. You know what I mean? Just a human county.
We've done some workshops and we've walked around finding the interconnection between our incarcerated and those refugees that are living in conflicts in the city. However, I wanted to invite everyone on the 20th of this month. We're going to be honoring Robert Brooks and, you know, ending
Well, first I just want to say that when we saw the news of what was happening, and I'll keep details relatively vague for safety's sake, the place that I work at, we put things in place. We made plans. And we have people in our community here at school who come here from all over the world. Because Ithaca is a city. This is one of the things that I love most about it. It is a cosmopolitan place. People come here from all over the world. And it makes our little town here in upstate New York so vibrant and alive. And it's one of the things that makes me so proud of it. And I think that's why they rolled in here this past week. Because they saw us at the weekend and they wanted to make an example of us. And seeing you all here today, I think this is sending a message that that flame has not gone out. If anything, it is burning all the brighter. You know, you had spoken before about how it felt to see those families. And I felt scared. I did. Because we are a little city in upstate New York. This is the federal government. What can we do? But a meadow of grass does not fear the storm, does it? It may rain, the wind sweeps over it, the hailstones may come down, but the ice melts. And the day breaks, the grass stands up tall again, and is not afraid. And so I urge all of you